What are these growths on my crepe myrtles? How do I get rid of blight on my tomato plants? Dollar spot is coming back. Do I need to cut my grass shorter? Folks, I've got answers to these questions and more coming up on Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, today is June 11th, and if you're following our lawn calendar, well, you know that it is time to put down your second feeding of turf truss. Luckily for you, we do have the turf truss summer stock up going on right now over at Rosen's Online. Now, we got a bunch of emails this past week, but we only selected 4 because it covers the 4 primary topics that we've been asked about. So buckle up, everybody. Let's jump right in. The first question is from Ken. Hi Tim, can you tell me what these growths are on my crepe myrtle and how to treat it? Please see the attached picture. So believe it or not, these are not growths. They're actually insects that have attached themselves to the tree and secreted a sticky substance that has then hardened and created a protective coating over them. So I completely understand that it looks like you have some type of a fungal growth. It's not. It's actually an insect, and every one of those white dots inside of that sac is an insect that's feeding off of your crepe myrtle. Now, this is a very, very common for crepe myrtles. We get dozens of questions like these. In fact, we had one a couple of weeks ago. However, I wanted to use your question today because you actually sent in a great picture. And so people who aren't familiar with scale will actually have a better idea of what they need to do when they see the exact symptoms that you are explaining. So when you look at this picture, all those little white dots are actually insects. Now, how to get rid of them? Well, the best offense is really to use something like a neem oil. And so what neem oil is going to do is actually prevent the scale insects from congregating on your tree. Now, we're past that stage, right? They've already attached themselves to the tree, and you want to get those unsightly white spots off. So the easiest thing to do is to get a bucket of warm water and get like a rag, dip it in the water, and actually try to rub or gently scrape them off the bark of the tree. Now, believe it or not, you don't have to do this, but you can actually go up and just pinch every one of those little white sacs that we're looking at. Again, there's an insect inside, so you're going to get some bug guts on your hands, but you can actually pinch off all of those little white spots as well. Now, whether you use the rag method or you just pick them off by hand, once that's done, you want to then put something else on the tree to keep them from coming back. What I would actually recommend is like a horticultural oil, or you could try something like a BioAdvanced 3-in-1. All of the products I just mentioned are available over at rosensonline.com. Now, this isn't really damaging your tree, so I wouldn't panic and say, hey, we've got to get this off immediately. But again, it is unsightly. We understand that you don't want to have them stay there. So again, head over to rosensonline.com. Pick up some neem oil. And again, neem oil is good for any plants. It's a natural deterrent to insects, which is why we love it so much. Try to wipe or scrape off what you can in terms of those little white sacs. Then spray down the tree with horticultural oil or choose that BioAdvanced 3-in-1. Again, the scale is something that you're probably going to be dealing with year after year. But again, if you use that neem oil early in the season and continue to apply it to the tree, you can really mitigate the problem moving forward. The next question is from Pauline. Tim, which fungicide is best to get rid of blight on tomato plants? The leaves start turning from the bottom up. I have 60 tomato plants. I have not put them in yet. All right, so to get rid of the blight on your tomato plants, I would actually recommend a product called Fruit Tree Spray Plus. And obviously it's available over at rosensonline.com. Now, don't let the name fool you. Yes, you can use it on your fruit trees, but it's perfectly safe and very effective for use on all types of plants, including vegetables, nuts, flowers, trees, shrubs. Again, you can use this anywhere. It's a broad spectrum fungicide. And one of the reasons we recommend it is it's designed to be used in conjunction with organic gardening, so it's perfectly safe. Now, once you get the plants in the ground, you said you haven't put them in yet, I would actually make sure you're also using Garden Trust as well as Kickstart. Again, both products available over at rosensonline.com. Garden Trust has everything your tomato plants need to grow big and strong and produce a very, very healthy crop of tomatoes. And Kickstart is obviously important because it's going to help really get that root system established, especially when that transplanting occurs. So to clear up the blight, head over to rosensonline.com and pick up Fruit Tree Spray Plus. Also pick up some bags of Garden Trust as well as a bottle of Kickstart, and your garden's going to be looking great in no time. The third question is from Gary. Tim, dollar spots are coming back. I applied my first application of Advanced Fungus Control for lawns yesterday. I usually cut my grass as high as the mower will allow. Would it help for fungus control to cut the grass a little shorter? So there are a number of factors that contribute to dollar spot or can contribute to dollar spot. Now, mowing height can be one of them. You just always want to make sure that you're mowing at a height that is consistent with what that lawn likes. So for example, if you have a tall fescue lawn, you want to keep that grass between 3 and 3.5 inches for most of the year, and that's going to help prevent dollar spot. However, there are other factors to include: your fertilization practices, what's going on in the environment, the amount of rain, the amount of sun. There's a number of issues that can cause dollar spot. Now, the fact that you put down the BioAdvance product is great. In terms of when you put it down, if you have a tall fescue lawn, again, using that as an example, and it's higher than 3.5 inches in terms of the height of your lawn, I think it's actually a good idea to mow it back down to like 3.5 inches and then apply that BioAdvance product. And then if you want to let it get back up a little bit over 3.5, that's totally fine. But again, because it's a granular product, I actually like to mow it down just a little bit, or in your case, at least to the height that is recommended for whatever your lawn is. So do I think that could help mowing it back a little bit? Again, without knowing exactly what type of lawn you have and the type of length that you are cutting it to, I can't actually answer that. The grass height, though, is a factor in whether or not you can get dollar spot. But again, it is not the only issue. I would also look at what you're fertilizing with, what the environment, what the weather has been like. Again, it's a fungal disease, and so even though mowing at the right height can help prevent or control it, it is definitely not the only thing you need to worry about. The final question for today is from Cynthia. Tim, new home. Established lawn is full of weeds, dandelions, clover, crabgrass, etc. Can I treat now with Turf Trust fertilizer, Image Lawn Weed Killer, and Kickstart? Or do I wait until August to tackle the weeds? I have 3 acres. So I would not wait. I would definitely put down all 3 products right now. The fact is, if you follow our lawn calendar, you know that we recommend 4 applications of Turf Trust fertilizers. And the second application we recommend around the middle of June. Well, here we are. So I would definitely put down Turf Trust fertilizers right now. And then you can also put down the Image All-in-One Weed Killer the same day. Again, they're completely different products, so they're not going to interact negatively in any way. I would not wait till August, because who wants an entire lawn full of weeds to look at throughout the entire summer? So I would go ahead and put down Image right now. You may need to put down a second application of Image, but let's just wait and see how well the weeds respond to the first application. And then obviously Kickstart is going to help your turf grass soak up all the nutrition in the soil, really take in all of the nutrients that Turf Trust is putting in. So I 100% would encourage you to do all 3 of those products right now. Start that process of turning your lawn around. And then again, depending on how many weeds you are able to successfully eradicate, we may need to consider overseeding your lawn in the fall, and we'll have a complete separate and dedicated video to that overseeding process, again, coming up here, sometime in September. All right, folks, just a couple final thoughts before we wrap up this week's video podcast. Folks, I've already mentioned it, but over at rosensonline.com, we have our Turf Trust Summer Stock Up. Folks, this is the best price that we're going to offer on Turf Trust all year long. They are 3-bag combo packs. You can purchase them in the 10M or the 5M size. They're available for both the starter and the maintenance formulations. So head over to rosensonline.com. You're going to get a big discount on the price of the products, and you're actually going to get free shipping. Now, as I mentioned earlier, middle of June is when we recommend that second application. So most of you are going to be due to fertilize your lawn right now. So head over to rosensonline.com and take advantage today. Now, folks, I mention this just about every week in some cases, and I've already mentioned it once today. Kickstart. Folks, you can use Kickstart everywhere. You can use it in your lawn. You can use it in your vegetable garden. You can use it on your trees and your shrubs. You can even use it for your indoor plants. So this is a great time to start incorporating it into your monthly maintenance. Again, depending on how you're using it. So for example, if you're going to put down Turf Trust, I actually recommend that you use Kickstart on your lawn at least once a month. We have customers who will use it once a week. It's a very effective product. It's completely organic, and it's really going to strengthen the root system of any plant that it comes in contact with. So head over to rosensonline.com, buy it by the bottle. You can buy it by the case. It's a very, very effective product. Now, I've had a lot of emails this past week regarding lawn diseases, and we've already mentioned this product, but the BioAdvanced Fungus Control for Lawns is a really effective product at not only preventing lawn fungus, lawn diseases, but also getting rid of it once it begins. So again, head over to rosensonline.com and pick up BioAdvanced Fungus Control for Lawns. It's a granular product. It's very, very effective, and it will help clear up any lawn disease that you might have. Folks, as always, continue to send your emails directly to me. My email address is tim@rosensonline.com. We always appreciate the emails, and we love to help our customers improve their lawns, improve their gardens, which is why we continue to offer this service. And obviously, you help us create this video podcast each and every week. Folks, I hope that you have an amazing rest of the week. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. God bless.